The sun hadn't even risen when Bernard's world began to shift, because what he was about to uncover would test more than just his disguise. Let's get started with part 2 of this interesting story. After Bernard's name was announced at the staff award event, the whole office murmured in confusion. "A gatekeeper," someone whispered. "Why is he walking like a boss?" another mumbled. "See his posture, abeg. He resemble Oyemboritani," Precious hissed. Chief Donald kept a straight face, but his eyes didn't leave Bernard. He clapped once. Slowly. "Congratulations, young man," he said, voice calm but calculated. Bernard gave a slight bow. "Thank you, sir." For a split second, their eyes locked. A strange tension rose in the air. Father and son. One knowing. The other pretending. Sandra stood at the back, smiling faintly, proud, but confused. Amanda stared with her mouth slightly open. Ella folded her arms tightly, watching like a hawk. Later that day, Chief Donald called his head of security. "I want to know everything about that new boy, Bernard. His records. His address. His references. Everything." "Yes, sir," the man replied, noting things down. "And don't tell him. I want to see how long he can keep this game up." "Understood." Chief Donald leaned back in his chair, muttering to himself. "If that's my son, he's up to something." Amanda cornered Bernard behind the building during lunch break. "You've been ignoring me lately." Bernard, chewing a meat pie slowly, looked up. "I've been busy." "Busy with Sandra." He said nothing. Amanda stepped closer. "You know, I like you. You insulted me last week." She chuckled nervously. "I was only joking." Bernard dropped the rest of his pie into the nylon and stood to leave. Amanda grabbed his arm. "Wait. I can help you move up. I know people. Even Chief Donald likes me." Bernard turned, eyes cool. "Is that what you think love is? Connections?" Amanda's smile faded. "You think that Sandra girl can give you what I can?" "She gives me peace," Bernard replied flatly. "That's more than what you offer." He walked away. Amanda's hand trembled slightly. She clenched her fist. "I'll destroy that rat." 3 days later, the company received news that Chief Donald was hosting a private dinner for 5 top-performing staff. Shock filled the air when the guest list was pasted. Mr. Raymond, admin. Miss Sandra, front desk. Miss Amanda, client service. Miss Ella, logistics. Bernard, security. Everyone whispered. "Why include a security man? It's like Chief wants to start drama." "It's a trap." That evening, Sandra approached Bernard at the gate. "You're attending the dinner?" He nodded. "Be careful," she said gently. "Not everything that glitters is food." Bernard smiled. "I sit close to you. That way, at least one thing on my plate won't try to poison me." Sandra laughed lightly, but there was worry in her eyes. In her room, Ella stared at Bernard's WhatsApp profile photo. It was just a tree and a quote. "Real gold fears no fire." She scrolled up to a voice note she'd accidentally recorded weeks ago during a meeting. Bernard had spoken in the background. Then it hit her. She quickly searched Dr. Bernard Donald online. Her eyes widened. Oh my God. At the dinner, held at Chief Donald's private villa in Metoma, guests arrived in dazzling dresses and expensive perfumes. Bernard came in a clean, fitted native outfit. Everyone stared. Amanda's jaw dropped. "Is that the same gate boy?" she muttered. Chief Donald stood at the top of the stairs, wine glass in hand. "Tonight," he announced, "I hope we all learn something about who we really are, and who others pretend to be." He looked straight at Bernard. Bernard smiled back, slow and steady. Ella's eyes darted between both men. Amanda gulped her wine. And Sandra sat silently, her fingers tapping the table. A dinner of revelations was about to begin. Chief Donald raised his wine glass, smiling at his 5 guests seated at the long mahogany table in his private dining hall. To growth, loyalty, and discovering who people truly are, he said, eyes fixed on Bernard. Everyone clinked glasses, but unease floated in the air like steam. Amanda wore a dazzling red gown and kept flashing forced smiles. Ella, in a simple black dress, kept stealing glances at Bernard. Sandra, in a modest green gown, looked slightly out of place but calm. Bernard. He sat like he belonged, relaxed, confident, and quiet. Chief Donald tapped his fork against his glass again. Before we eat, I want us to go around and say what loyalty means to us. A test. And the game had begun. Raymond went first. Loyalty means standing by your boss, even when things get tough. Amanda followed quickly. Loyalty is doing whatever it takes to support the people above you. Ella said, loyalty, to me, is honesty, even if it makes you unpopular. Sandra smiled. I think loyalty is choosing to do right, even when no one is watching. All eyes turned to Bernard. He lifted his wine slowly, then said, loyalty is not pretending to care just to climb. The table froze for a second. Chief Donald's smile tightened. Amanda shifted in her seat. As the main course was served, Amanda leaned close to Bernard and whispered with a smile, so you're suddenly important now, B.A. Big man in disguise. Bernard didn't flinch. I've always been important. You just never noticed. Amanda forced a laugh. Keep pretending. But remember, I know things too. Across the table, Sandra watched them both with concern. Ella excused herself and went to the restroom, but not before sending a message to someone. Just as dessert was being served, a man in a suit entered quietly and handed Chief Donald a file. The chief opened it, skimmed through, then slowly turned to Bernard. So, Bernard, he said. Yes, sir. Your full name is Bernard Donald. Isn't it? A loud silence fell across the table. Sandra's spoon dropped. Amanda gasped. Raymond coughed hard. Only Ella stayed calm. Bernard didn't deny it. Yes. Bernard Donald. Your son. Everyone froze. Amanda stood up. What? Sandra just stared, lips slightly parted. Bernard rose from his seat and looked at the others. I came here because I wanted to see who truly loves without knowing what you can give them. Chief Donald said nothing. He looked shocked. Not angry. Not happy. Just stunned. Amanda screamed, You mean I've been toasting the chief's son without knowing? Raymond tried to shrink into his chair. Sandra remained seated, eyes on Bernard. Amanda stepped forward, fake tears already forming. Bernard, no, sir, I didn't know. If I did. That's the problem, Bernard said calmly. You only know how to love people with titles. Not hearts. Amanda's face fell. He turned to Raymond. And you, your plan with Amanda to corner me failed. I saw through both of you weeks ago. Raymond's hands shook. Chief, I can explain. No need, Chief Donald said coldly. You're both suspended till further notice. Amanda screamed again, No. No. I was so close. After the chaos settled, Bernard walked Sandra to her car. You're the chief's son, she said quietly. Yes. You've been pretending all this while. I had to. I didn't want to fall in love with someone who loved my last name, not my person. Sandra smiled. You really think I love you? I was hoping. She chuckled. Well, your secrets are annoying, but I liked you when you were a nobody. So I guess I like you even more now. Bernard grinned. That's enough for me. The next day at the office, Amanda didn't show up. Raymond packed his desk, quietly escorted out. And a new memo was sent out. Bernard Donald promoted to special advisor to the chairman. Staff went wild. Bernard entered, dressed sharply in a suit, and walked past the front desk. Sandra looked up and smiled. Good morning, Mr. Donald. He smirked. You know you can just call me Bernard. She laughed. I'll think about it. Behind them, Ella watched quietly. And deep in a corner of the building, someone else was watching, jealous, quiet, and plotting. The storm wasn't over. Not yet. The office buzzed with excitement. News had spread like wildfire. Bernard wasn't just a new recruit, he was the son of the powerful Chief Donald. And now, he was officially special advisor to the chairman. Some staff were proud. Some were jealous. Some were quietly planning. Sandra, now more comfortable, smiled often but kept her distance. Bernard respected that. I'm not in a hurry, he had told her earlier. If we're going to build something, it has to be real. But little did they know, someone was watching Ella. Later that evening, at a rooftop lounge in Gwarimpa, Ella met up with Amanda, who had been hiding since her suspension. You look like you haven't slept in days, Ella said, sipping her drink. Amanda rolled her eyes. You'd look worse if you lost everything in one night. Ella leaned in. What if I told you it's not over? Amanda's tired eyes lit up. What do you mean? I mean, Bernard made a fool of you. But we can turn the tables. Amanda frowned. How? Ella smirked. Sandra. She's the key. The next day, Sandra arrived to find a neatly wrapped package on her desk. No name. No note. Just her name scribbled in red ink. Inside, a printed photo of her talking and laughing with Bernard. And beneath it, a note. Be careful. The higher you go, the harder you'll fall. Her hands trembled. Was this a warning? Or a threat? She looked around the office. No one seemed to notice. Except Ella, watching from the hallway with a wicked smile. At Chief Donald's mansion, Bernard was deep in discussion with his father. She's different, Dad. Sandra isn't like the others. Chief Donald folded his arms. I trust your judgment. But remember, love can be blinding. Don't let sympathy cloud your sense. I know. But she's proven herself. Chief Donald sighed. Then bring her to dinner this weekend. Let me see for myself. Bernard smiled. You love her. Back at the office, Ella invited Sandra for lunch. Come on, she said sweetly. I feel like we've never bonded. You've been so distant. Sandra hesitated, but nodded. They sat at a quiet restaurant nearby. Ella started with small talk but slowly turned the topic. You and Bernard, is it serious? She asked innocently. Sandra blushed. We're taking things slow. Ella smiled. Good. Just be careful. You know how men like him can be. You think you're special until you realize you're just another girl on the list. Sandra's face hardened. I don't think Bernard is that kind of man. Ella leaned in. Everyone wears a mask, Sandra. Even the rich ones. Especially the rich ones. Later that night, Sandra showed Bernard the note and photo. His smile vanished. This is targeted. Someone's trying to shake you. Do you think it's Amanda? Sandra asked. Bernard hesitated. Amanda wouldn't be this subtle. Someone else is pulling strings. His eyes narrowed. Ella. At the company's monthly general meeting, Bernard stood at the podium to give a short speech. Just as he began, the projector behind him flickered. A blurry video started playing. The screen cleared, showing a hidden camera recording of Sandra entering a hotel lobby with Mr. Raymond. Gasp filled the room. Bernard's hand tightened on the mic. Sandra stared in shock. What is that? I've never been. Ella, standing at the back, whispered to herself. Checkmate. But this was just the beginning. Because the real truth was still hidden. The room froze. Bernard's image stood beside Sandra's projected video, her entering a hotel lobby, smiling beside Mr. Raymond. Whispers slithered through the staff like snakes. She's dating both of them. She played the boss and his son. This girl is smarter than we thought. Bernard said nothing. Sandra's lips parted, her voice trembling. That's not me. I don't even know where that place is. But the damage was already done. Chief Donald stood slowly and walked out of the room without a word. In a corner office, Ella and Amanda huddled together, watching the drama unfold via a live stream sent by one of the IT staff, someone Ella had bribed. Amanda snorted. That was genius. A fake video, and she couldn't even defend herself. Ella smirked. Technology is the new dagger. You don't need to fight, just frame. Amanda leaned forward. Now Bernard will dump her. Ella nodded. And when he does, I'll be right there, to pick up the pieces. Later that evening, Sandra sat quietly in Bernard's car, her hands clenched in her lap. He hadn't spoken since they left the office. I swear I don't know how that video got there, she said again, tears brimming in her eyes. Someone is trying to destroy me. Bernard kept his eyes on the road. I want to believe you, he said finally. But even I don't know what to think anymore. She turned to him. Bernard, please. Look at me. He did, and his heart cracked seeing her pain. I'll get to the bottom of this, he whispered. I promise. Back at the mansion, Chief Donald was in his study, pacing. His brother, Uncle Patrick, sat across from him sipping palm wine. This girl, Sandra. Are you sure she's the one? Uncle Patrick asked. I thought so, Chief Donald said. She's different. But this video. Uncle Patrick leaned forward. It might be fake. Today's children can put your face on anything. Chief Donald nodded slowly. We need to be sure before we ruin lives. Then he picked up his phone and dialed a private investigator. The next morning, a junior cleaner named Mabel found Sandra crying in the female restroom. Without a word, she pulled tissue from the dispenser and handed it to her. I believe you, Mabel said quietly. Miss Ella is not who she pretends to be. I've seen things. Sandra looked up. What things? She paid one of the IT boys to upload that video. I heard her talking to Amanda. They didn't even hide. Sandra's heart pounded. Would you testify? Mabel hesitated. I will, if you can protect me. Sandra nodded. You have my word. That night, Bernard met with an old university friend, Toby, a tech genius. I need you to trace the origin of a video clip played during my speech, Bernard said. Toby smiled. That's child's play. You'll have results in 24 hours. Bernard looked out into the night. If Sandra's innocent, someone's going to pay. In Amanda's hotel room, she and Ella celebrated over red wine. But just as Ella raised her glass, her phone buzzed. A message. From an unknown number. You think you've won. Let's see how long you last under fire. Ella stared at the message, her face draining of color. Amanda leaned in. Who is it? Ella slowly turned the phone to her. Underneath the message was a photo of her, and Amanda, holding the cash they paid the IT guy. Amanda dropped her glass. Someone was watching. The game wasn't over. Amanda slammed the hotel room door shut. Who took that picture? Were we followed? Ella paced frantically. No one saw us. I made sure of it. Amanda hissed, then how did they get this picture? They stared at the image on the phone again. The grainy but clear photo of both of them exchanging cash with the IT guy. Ella deleted the message immediately. But deep down, panic set in. We need to lie low, Amanda whispered. If this leaks, we're finished. At the mansion, Bernard sat across from Toby, his tech-savvy friend, in his room. Toby plugged in his flash drive and tapped a few keys. There it is. On the screen was a security cam log showing the IT guy editing footage late at night. Then, another clip, Amanda handing him a brown envelope. Bernard stared. He leaned back and muttered, they really framed Sandra. Toby added, and I traced the sender of that blackmail message Ella received. Bernard raised a brow. You sent it. Toby smiled. Nope. Someone else is watching them. Bernard's eyes narrowed. Then we're not alone in this. Sandra met with Mabel, the cleaner, under the mango tree beside the company fence. Mabel handed her a small flash drive. I borrowed it from the IT guy's locker when he stepped out. Don't ask me how, she whispered. Sandra looked at her. You're risking too much. I'm tired of wickedness winning, Mabel said. Use it. Sandra nodded. This will change everything. Back at the office, Ella posted a polished photo of herself on Instagram, captioned, "Soon to be Mrs. Bernard Donald." It caught fire. Over 800 likes in 2 hours. Amanda watched with envy but smiled anyway. You're brave. Ella smirked. Public pressure is power. Once it's out there, Bernard can't go back. She clicked her tongue. This time next month, I'll be living in the main mansion. At night, Bernard wore his old security uniform and returned to the company gate. He chatted casually with other guards and made his way to the IT room. Using a spare keycard, he entered and placed a hidden camera in the corner. He then replaced the flash drive in the drawer, where it had been stolen from. The next morning, Amanda burst into the IT room. She pulled the flash drive from the drawer, unaware that she was being recorded. Moments later, Ella entered behind her. You found it. Amanda nodded. Let's delete everything. They plugged it into the system and began wiping files. But upstairs, in Chief Donald's office, Bernard and his father watched the live feed in silence. The betrayal played out in high definition. Chief Donald looked stunned. She was the one who kept pushing me to approve Ella, he said in disbelief. Bernard's voice was cold. They both lied. Manipulated. And almost destroyed an innocent girl. Chief Donald clenched his jaw. They will regret this. That evening, invitations were sent out to all top staff, including Sandra, Amanda, and Ella. You are specially invited to a private celebration at Chief Donald's mansion tomorrow. Come dressed formally. Surprises await. Ella squealed in excitement. He's announcing our engagement. I knew it. Amanda clapped. This is it, babe. You're finally about to be Mrs. Donald. But Sandra received her own invite, and a private note attached. Sit back. Truth is about to speak. B. She clutched the note, her eyes widening. Something big was coming. And it would shake the ground beneath all of them. He thought the hardest part was hiding his identity, but the real test was about to begin. Watch out for part 3 soon.